To those 2 rows of Nation of Islam men, thank you for being scary, looking down at you. A late in her 20s white girl braving to speak to you about Malcolm X, as nerves toss about in my mind. Now we will take some time for any questions the audience may have. What the fuck? My head scrambles and puts on repeat. Looking over to the side of the stage, my partner, teacher, personal stockholder in my esteem, whispers, "You got this." First question. Sister, I have a common quote for you I'd like for you to respond to. If you believe in nonviolence, why don't you go teach some nonviolence to white people? Standing in quiet, I soak in his words of truth. I don't believe in nonviolence, but feel that isn't his point. Feeling more than truth, I respond softly. Friend, it isn't a nonviolence issue, it is a powerlessness issue. And we whites are not powerless, and we are indeed actually the power, and until we whites learn to not turn the other way, to not call the cops when we don't even know the person's name, just their skin color, to offer out our hand. Ended. Christians continued. Generations of arrogance slides through my words. Arrogance I cannot hide. Memories flood. Choir, singing a spiritual. My friend, the one and only African American, repeatedly asked, "Why don't you show us how it's done?" Exasperated, he finally responds, "I never picked cotton." I laughed. Now I see it wasn't funny. Full ride to college school where my race was a minority, thinking I got it for being poor and smart, even though I heard, "You'll be a great representative of our school," as cameras flashed away, taking my pictures for papers and fundraising. My heart begins to ache in a way I have not felt before. These last few years working alongside great leaders, activists, people, all the time thinking we were equal in this fight. Hanging my head, recognizing the need for repentance, I lifted up high, ending with, "I am not ashamed to be white. I am ashamed that until today I didn't know why Berkeley would have me here to speak when you couldn't get an engagement. I am ashamed that I didn't know why I was sometimes put at the front desk instead of the main receptionist when very important people would come to visit. I am ashamed that people immediately assumed my rapists were black. They were white. I am ashamed that people found ways to justify why they always, in 2016, think that. I am ashamed that I never wondered throughout all of this work why this was. I am ashamed most that I was afraid of you. I say it was because of your minds. No. If we're having an honest dialogue, it is because no matter how many schools I attended where whites were the minority, no matter how many poor diverse neighborhoods I've lived in, no matter how many jobs working with and for people of color, no matter, 2 rows of black men will always be scary to women who look like me. This is what girls like me are taught. It is time for girls like me to unteach what within the white community, to bridge, for it is only with bridges that we can eventually cross over and shake hands and unite in this fight. But not until we own our responsibility. I then went up and thanked those men who taught me on a day that I expected to teach. I was greeted with smiles and nods. And then I exited that auditorium in Berkeley, got into the driver's side of my friend's relatively new car as he got into the passenger seat. For we knew in Oakland, California, one of us was far less likely to get pulled over and arrested than the other. poem I'm prepared. I'm trying to do poems that I haven't done here, really.
You're awesome.
Thanks. So, I'll just choose from my phone first, because I hate using my phone. I have someone who comes to Schacht Club that I am absolutely head over heels, not in love with, just head over heels love. Well, that would be all of you. But this guy is my little brother. Because we went to Boys Town together, and the first time he was on stage, I didn't know what it was about him, but I just knew. I knew we had a bond. And that's when I went off to talk to him. And I remember we talked over there with his stutter, which has gotten much better, and found out that he graduated from Boys Town in 2003. He has become such a really good friend to me. Just a couple weeks ago, he went with me to distribute my dad's ashes into all of my dad's favorite fishing places. We spent time outside. I convinced him to listen to the Nebraska game with me. We went to breakfast at Leavenworth Cafe, the place my dad used to take me when I was little. And we would hang out late at night with my dad and watch all the prostitutes and drag queens. And now it's only open in the morning, so now you go early to watch them when they're done with work. So, this is my next poem. I have a whole series of poems that are about falling in best friend love. Because you know what? You can fall in love with your friends. It's totally okay. It doesn't mean that you have to act on it. It doesn't mean it's romantic. Please, God, not let this one be romantic. Because I see him as my little brother and I'm about 20-some years older. So, here's my poem to Ian. I don't do well at Christmas. Ghosts of Christmas past when every year's gift bag of loneliness wrapped pretty still occupy my soul. How can I? No longer poltergeists, now mere ghosts. It is getting better. I think of you this holiday, my friend, as we have discussed our mutual loneliness that has come out of our mutual abandonment as a child. You, a landscaper and metaphor and earth, how you were with me as I moved into an older, cheap and broken apartment with character from a luxury loft. You have been a leader in those, reminding me that luxury does not equal money in my world. Luxury equals the broken full of character, the broken with hands buried in soil, the broken who make life grow. Stay proud of those calluses on your hands, little brother. Do not let them reach your soul. Keep your soul alive and passionate. A journey without passion is mere miles on your car. A sunset without a sunrise. Open arms without a connection. Your eyes without tears. From the day you cried your story in my living room to the day I cried mine to you over 99-cent sesame chicken in Denver. A journey to recovery where poetry is the panacea we both know so well. Jumping from word to word to word to word, your verbal hopscotch has been so fun to watch. A kid to a man, back to a kid, back to a man. Back and forth you repeat. Some judge harshly, yet you keep traveling, taking turns of right answers only to find they were wrong. You color them back to right, outside the lines, in a new city, with art writing Schacht.
That's all the way back.
It seems that last night, well, I wrote a little ditty about it while I was back there watching the Cubs lose that damn game. So let me just tell you a quick, oh damn, I can't read that out loud. Well, I can.
Yeah, you should do it. Do it anyway.
And nobody can tell me. You're going to be describing some things about him that maybe you guys don't want to know. But there's a little ditty about my night last night. There once was a dog named Bruce who put his little doggy brain to good use. He went to the fridge where he knew there were ribs, opened the door with his paws and damn strong jaws, grabbed the bag with his teeth while his mom was fast asleep, then went to his brother Jack. They shared a delicious snack, then jumped on the bed not knowing that his big old head was covered in sauce, and woke his mom with a big old sloppy kiss. So yeah, that's what I got as a rhyme. Who gives a damn? But my dogs decided to break into the fridge, eat the ribs, and cover my bed in ribs juice and me in rib juice. I had ribs juice all over. But you know what? We all know that, So I'm a fat chick eating incredibly delicious ribs in bed naked. Because we all know they're more delicious the next night. And I'm thinking of you. I'm thinking about how you would just stare at me and think, you're weird, dude. Whilst working that smirk that reminds me, there's nothing fucking wrong with that. I'm thinking about how you get up to the mic and turn the room dizzy with metaphors, turn sober people drunk, crazy people sane, hungry people full, and then hide, shivering, behind a tree, fragile, crying, as if not to be seen. I'm thinking about how I sobbed in desperation to you. I just wanted to turn my body into a bed for him to rest his weary head. I just wanted to turn his water into wine. And how you, rather than crawl inside of me and hold me, stood outside, teaching, guiding me. How you became my cane and helped me step oh so slowly out of bed, dressing me in a wardrobe of bold self-esteem that I was honored to lend to you that night of the text, that day of the tears, when I shot out to the universe in righteous selfishness. Please send her love back to her. Because you see, I needed the light of the sexiest bitch, the foxiest broad, the flirtiest fellow, the gentlest gentleman to shine again. And how you later turned to me and a little bit of light, albeit dim, began to shine again when you said, baby girl, let's get some sweet teas. And we decided we would head all the way out to California, hoping we could be back by the time you had to work at 5:30 a.m. in the morning. Knowing that wasn't possible, we stopped our car right dead in its tracks. You hopped out, wrapped your arms so tight around me, looked up at me, and said, we'll be fine, right? And I promised that look on your face from that day forward that I would never leave you. So I'm a fat chick eating incredibly delicious ribs in bed naked. And bestie, no matter where you are, I'll always be thinking of you. Serious. That's for a poet in town. She isn't poeting right now, but she will be, because I'm sure she's brilliant. She is brilliant. She's absolutely brilliant.
Whatever.
All right. Just a little short story, background story. I raised my nephew till he was 13. I didn't win custody of him when I fought for it, and my sister took him back. When she took him back, she turned him out onto the streets, where he dropped out of school, became homeless, and has been homeless since the age of 13. I've seen him for a couple months in that whole period of time. Nobody knows where he is. I know a little bit of his story, but I can't find him, and usually I can find him. He's now 22. I will always, my heartbreak is always for not fighting harder for custody of him. For Michael, my nephew, I love as my own. I don't trust women with sweaters on 90-degree days, all white Christian music, people who have never smoked weed or cops. I don't trust mothers with Mary Kay colored pinched tight lips who never let their kids get dirty. Old folks who don't tell stories. People my age who don't sing along to Bohemian Rhapsody or Cats. I don't trust people who fought before them. Brothers and sisters that never fight. People who deny that they ever judge, objectify, laugh at the inappropriate. Or all of the people who are way too PC. I do trust you and the memories of your small hand in mine, potty training, missed targets, endless buckets of pine salt, blocking you from the balcony as neighbors were not targets, contrary to a 3-year-old's logic. Concerts in the park begging me to dance, running away to pee on the oh-so-tall good-smelling eucalyptus trees. Exhausted, arms tied around my neck, painful, I never moved them. I knew I wouldn't have this moment for long. I trust the photos on my shelves and the smiles within, the tree we used to climb so we could see the world. Putting up our tents, camping on the river, swimming until sunburned, our first campfire. You, braver than me, at 5. When you painstakingly weeded our garden so that we could go out for sushi because you told me you loved sushi and you needed time to do your hair, so you got your chores done quickly, saving the results for that special dinner of sushi because you were eating beets at 8 that you grew yourself and showed me how to eat cactus at 9 because you were going to be a chef. I trust my decision to let you skip school and dress up in a Power Ranger turned Luke Skywalker costume for Star Wars Episode 1. Wait 5 hours in line making friends with Chewbacca, bald Han Solo, squirming and chanting as the main theme blared, playing Go Fish on the Greyhound to Nebraska to finally meet Grandpa. You see, with you along, poverty was far less bland. Far easier to deal with. I didn't trust, and I am sorry, to fight hard, to protect enough. Now grown, your life is concrete, looking over your shoulder, spare time, loneliness, mazes, job-stopping criminal records, the same park we protested in, played soccer in, ran around in, climbed trees in. You, now sleeping, arms around a baby, not yours, but loving as thou. I know. I trusted her to not leave when you were young, when you were teen, when you were adult. I apologize for trusting the wrong woman. I should have trusted the one you called Mama. Yeah, that one gets me, and the last one really gets me. But this one doesn't, but it's not really funny, does it? I was one of those kids that was called ugly my whole life growing up, bullied, even got it into adulthood, continuously called ugly, even until just a few years ago, continuously called ugly. Told that I was not fuckable, told that no man would want me, told all these different things, not just from kids, but from parents, from adults, from family, because I was smart. I even was told by lovers that they wouldn't call me their girlfriend out in public, because it was mercy. And that's what prompted this poem. Drag queen on a bender kicked the shit out of me, his roomie, for being ugly and singing badly to Peggy Lee. Stepmom says, no matter that you're ugly, no man would want you anyway. You're smart. Your sister's pretty. Stepmom says, no matter that you're ugly, you're smart. No man would want you anyway. That's for your sister. She's pretty. Mama tried to dye my hair. Mama said redheads just aren't pretty girls and tried to dye my hair. Kicked off the school bus for being in trouble. I wasn't the one who beat me up. I was just the one who was ugly. No one to go home to. My blood had grown, grew home cold. Everyone left the life of the uglier girl, so it seemed to be the truth of it all. I decided to exit my own life. With $360 in paycheck advance cash, I gathered up all my broken ribs and bruises inside and out. All of my low self-esteem piled into baskets of dirty laundry, covered up and hidden in my trunk so no one would see that my esteem was so low. And headed as far west as I-80 would go. No one is ugly in San Francisco. Three men holding hands skipping their smiles looking like the Hell's Angels my brother rode with, their smiles telling me they have escaped hell. Now, just angels. Tall woman with piercings up her spine, ending at her neck, accentuated with a big black bow. She's beautiful. Tall man with 50s glasses selling socialist newspapers at a Safeway. I stopped to catch his attention. I lurked around until he was forced to talk to me. Hi, I'm new here from Omaha. He laughed and said, oh, no one is really from San Francisco. And it said, oh, Omaha, birthplace of Malcolm X. His phone number led to years of political activism, demonstrations, friendship, love. We looked at each other as we headed off to do our prison work. And that is when I saw in the faces of women behind bars, beaten up and battered, bloody and blue by love that they trusted to be true. When I stared into the eyes, pupils white with innocence of men, innocent on a row that will put them to death. When I stared into the face of young kids at San Quentin or Pelican Bay or Folsom Prison, kids behind bars wishing someone would believe in them, but knowing that they were just ugly and craving a hug. Well, it is now through all of this experience that I have gone on with my life, and I have learned to love. And it is now that I say to all of those people who beat my face puffy until I knew that I was ugly, you can go fuck yourself. Woo! Because I've seen ugly. Yeah. And God damn it, it's not me. Woo! Woo! I'm not doing any of the funny ones, sorry. I'm doing the serious ones. Oh well.
If you're happy, I'm happy.
Alright. Well, some of these, I was going to do a whole bunch that I haven't done before, but they're not memorized. So, this last one is this one I just did a verbal gumbo. This is my last one I just did a verbal gumbo, and it was really, really, really hard. It's my, it's the journey. This is the story of my last 2 years. 3 years. I forget, it is almost over. He stared at me, happy, curious, unbelieving he was hearing his language spoken by me. He thought I was beautiful in mind beyond body. I should have trusted this to be true. Should have. He took me to hear his favorite poetry so I could fall in love with gorgeous. He knew I needed gorgeous. I feel so alive blew across my ear. I knew he had that fresh smile of freedom that's falling in love. He had that fresh smile of freedom that living alive delivers. said he didn't know he was lonely until he met me. I didn't either until he played Love and Theft. Never quite figured out how he knew to play villains love and theft. Our lonely led to love. Anger and jealousy led to theft. Our words disintegrated every bone in our bodies until we were turned so very limp we could no longer stand. We became jellyfish sucked to the bottom of our empty pool as my heart was smashed and I was hiding in the shadows, afraid to explain the truth to him. I watched my heart drip through my fingertips and then packed it away into a box wrapped in melancholy bows of that beauty only he saw, and set it sail down the river, never to be opened again. Years later, memories embraced, emotions understood, heart returned. It is now open to new customers. Yet still sitting on the sofa, arms wrapped tight, reminding myself I am better than this all-consuming self-loathing and depression. My words sting as I have given the power of the love that my friends deserve to it. That devil got the gift that my friends deserved, and still they hold me, love me, even though they are the ones that were scared. As those bottles of pills slid all too easily down my throat, damaging my liver, I felt no regrets. This is what scared them. Miss Nina Simone sang to me, "Sweetheart, it is too late for regrets." Over and 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 over in my head as I sat behind a heavy metal locked door at a county mental hospital at a jigsaw puzzle. I do not think this is what she meant. You see, years ago, when those four men convinced my mind through my body that I did not deserve to love me, I abandoned me. Did not love love, could not love love from another. Now Miss Nina sings to me, "Tomorrow is your turn. Make your life worth living. No more fears, no more doubts. This is your life. Live it fullest." Over and over and over in my head as I know that soon I shall be grabbing the hand of another handsome friend turned lover, pull him eagerly outside to where the streetlights do not exist. I will share with him my favorite constellation, as it will be the only gift that I can afford right then. I can afford right then. We will hold on to each other and dance naked as he takes me out to the middle of the desert and shows me where the painted flowers grow, as that will be the only gift he can afford right then. I feel so thankfully alive will blow across his ear. He will know. He will know, as I will have that fresh smile that comes from loving me. He will tell me that it comes from out there, the universe, God, from in here, Goddess. I will believe, for you see, I now, finally, trust and love. Love.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Next week I'll go back to funny.
It's going to be Sam's birthday.
Oh, then if it's Sam's birthday, I'm going back
John.
to sex.
You too?
Let's let the cripple guy be the one who takes the cripple.
Fine, I won't help that.
What stands masculine?
R.
Please keep it going for Tracy. If you had a dry eye, then you're wrong. I have trouble keeping dry eyes when I'm watching her set. When I'm watching the serious films, I have trouble not laughing. Oh, hello. Thank you. I don't know. She's okay, Tracy. Everyone's wanting to get married to me in Utah here soon. So can I invite you out to that wedding too? I would love to marry you in Utah.
Yes.
There's just a bunch of them, but you're just as important as all of them.
Wait, Ben. I forgot to mention you have to be Mormon.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay.
What do I have to do to be Mormon? Only I have to be Mormon?
I think so.
Like I can try to be Mormon, and then all the women.
Well, or you could stay in Nebraska and just have polyamory.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. We can stay here. Omaha, this is my home.
Yeah.
Be your true wife then.
We don't have one of those. I'm the true wife.
Wholeheartedly approve of the song choice.
Yes. So, Tracy Schacht, I want to hear it again, please. I said I saw her here first on this stage, but then we became good friends, and I went with her everywhere. She brought me to the Center for the first time, and I had the most amazing time. I didn't do too bad either as far as competing. I felt really confident. It was a really fun night, and our next lady, she was the woman hosting, and she was the woman who ran that, and she was the Slam Master of Omaha. The first time I heard Zedeka was at the Hideout, I believe. And I think I learned how to make peach cobbler there. Yes, which I want to hear that poem just as a request. But she is one brilliant and talented poet, and she just told me on the way up here that this is her first elongated set since a very big moment in her life, and she can go into that. I don't know if she has some poetry about it. She might. She's amazing, and I'm so stoked to have her, and I'm so stoked. We'll say it one more time. I am so stoked, so please put your hands together for, oh my God, Damien's here. But put your hands together for Zedeka Poindexter.
What's up, y'all? Good evening. So I have to tell y'all a little story which will explain why I haven't been featuring for a while. August 31st of last year, I went to a routine doctor's appointment and they told me, Zedeka, you have a mass in your chest. November 5th of last year, they removed a 2-pound tumor and split me from here to here. I am cancer-free and here to tell you. Was my voice box, which is supposed to be here, was like over by my ear, so my voice is a little wonky. But I'm learning to live with it, right? Because, hey, again, I'm here to tell you about it.
That's how powerful you are.
So I'm going to do a series of poems. None are about that yet, but I'll be back, I promise, to make sure I do some poems about it. It's still a little too raw. But I'm going to do some things that you may or may not have heard before if you know me, but I want to make sure that I was in a place where I knew it was encouraging and loving, where I can try and get my voice back. So thank y'all for having me. So the biggest realization of my adult life thus far is the fact I deserve things. I deserve a place in this world, a peace that can't be touched, the right to pursue my passions, and to be proud of who I am. I deserve to be respected for my questions and my answers, to recognize my own beauty, wit, and strength so that when I hear kind words and compliments, I never have to doubt their truth or intention. And I deserve love too. And that concept really had me confused because I never really stopped to think about who or what it was my heart deserves. And then I learned to love myself and got a whole new understanding of what a relationship can be, you see. I deserve permission to love publicly. No, we don't need a room. Y'all just need something else to look at. I deserve to love privately, to know that loving you is not our secret, but it is damn well only our business. I deserve to love openly, to be secure enough to voice the words of my affection, eyes open and unashamed. I deserve to love silently, to communicate through soft breath and heartbeat. I deserve to be loved daily, physically, mentally, spiritually, monogamously is a top priority. Be admired through laughter and tears. Have my name screamed in passion and frustration, my body and soul memorized with meticulous detail. I deserve to fall to pieces and get put back together to the rhythm of someone's heart. Shit, I even deserve flowers, breakfast in bed, special songs, all-night phone conversations, greeting cards, anniversaries, and to sleep in the spoon position. I deserve the right to make these demands of the next person I trust with my heart. Have him hear it, understand it, never promise me a thing, but still make me believe without words he would do his damnedest to get a handle on the small things, the big things, the words and the actions that make him the one I deserve. This man right here is featuring Verbal Gumbo on the 20th. Did I get that? That's okay though. I have to respect the fact that you're about to go in on that room. I have to respect that. I just do. All right.
It's about you right now, man.
Thank you, sir.
Do your thing.
All right. I think tomorrow I need to find myself a tattoo artist. Spend a little cash to make my outsides match my insides, because I'm quite frankly sick of people giving me titles. I need to find some crazy-ass old man to adorn all my skin with black ink, because black is the base color of descriptions of my being. And after the tats heal, when people ask me just who or what I think I am, I can just point. And I can see big, bold-ass letters spelling poet, reader, and daughter over my left breast. My belly will say soft and my hips woman. There'll be a spot on one arm that says lifeline, the other will say security blanket, and I will gladly point you out the cradle on my thigh. Survivor will be scrawled across my eyelids, believer on my right hand, storyteller on my left, maybe rebel under my head. And on my ass, right under where it says you can feel free to paste your lips or hands here, there are special places reserved. I'm worthless and stupid and fat and bitch and nigga, just so I can be aware of these things too, but keep them in their proper perspective. I need my body covered in all of this, so as I walk through life, I'm aware of what it is I have to live up to or live through. I get to mourn for women who bear unspeakable burdens of gender put on them without consultation. Bleed with my brothers and sisters who can't find a way out of the destruction of their surroundings. Pray for writers who fight to find their truth and speak it in exchange for minuscule percentages of what they offer the world. Understand and take part in the continuing history of black folk, then recount it for those who listen so mistakes aren't repeated. Because these are the things that got me here. Inked and integrated into my being along with blood, bone, and spirit. And this is not about being another angry poet. I thought y'all knew. I am ecstatic to be here right now. There's a better than average chance I wouldn't be. I want to shout hallelujah into heaven's hands. I want to dance interpretations of adversity and triumph because I am aware, unashamed to speak what I know to be true, and unwilling to be discounted as unnecessarily emotional for any of these things. by anyone. Except for maybe that tattoo artist. He'll have more reason than most to think I'm crazy.
Yeah! Love you, Zedeka!
Man, I have to be honest with you, I didn't know if I'd be able to pull this off when I got here, so thank y'all.
You pulled it off.
So, in 1999, I lost my grandmother, and about 2.5 weeks ago, I lost her last remaining sibling, her favorite sister, my Aunt Evelyn. So, with that, an entire generation of my family is gone. We're not the same people, right? And this poem recognizes that and talks about the pain that is associated with that process. Today is a funeral for one of the strong daughters. And like the last funeral, we embrace delicately, we cry silently, and then we separate from habit. Maybe it takes being the poor relation to notice this, because we are the people who put water in the ketchup bottle, know exactly how many miles are left after the fuel gauge hits empty, and have been close enough to shit to recognize the look people toss its direction. Because in this land of city cousins, the rules of politeness, they don't work the same. The sister we buried today, she died at home. Blood sugar out of control, gangrene in the wounds her well-bred babies couldn't bring themselves to dress, but we are the poor relations. The ones who grieve silently enough not to embarrass the city folk, then leave town before the battle royal over property, possessions, and insurance money. We might be broke as the Ten Commandments, baby, but down here in the sticks, we survive through each other. When one of us is paid, we all eat. When one of us is sick, we all pray. And when there is a child born, we are all there to show them how to carry our traditions on. So when the sister who had nothing but Medicaid and a mortgage died, that was also at home. But with my hand in hers telling her whatever world she chose to surrender to, we would say her name with smiles on our lips. Even as this family came through to tell us where she went wrong and look uncomfortably at this too small house she fought to keep. And that smell of us that causes you to lift your noses at family gatherings, that's the thickness of this family. What holds us together when your cultural values evaporate in the face of trouble. What you smell? That's the sweat of women who work like men in their absence, the right of dying because we care for our sick, and the joy of knowing we might clean up good. But by hook or by crook, this family makes it, and my grandmother taught me that. Which one of our family lines is lonely? I know. Something got y'all confused, right? You believe in hair care commercials and primetime sitcoms, yet somehow lost factor the knowledge that fat meat is greasy, broccoli, 8 greens, and family is more than free shit when our elders die. And why is it only us bumpkins know this? A small town, limited education. Y'all can wrap your clucking tongues around this. We came from the same people. We ain't poor and we ain't perfect, baby. We know weed spots and hold exams. I know not all of you are cold and corrupt. Some of you believe in working family, but still, there's this status-shaped chasm between us that only seems to get wider every time we gather to pay respect to the dead, never to each other, making the poorest relations of all 3 generations of children who have no idea what their family looks like and no feeling of solidarity beyond the fact we're supposed to be grieving right now. These women we married, they were sisters, y'all. They were blood and they were backup whenever needed. They were never separated by more than a phone call, but we don't have each other's numbers. We don't call and we don't know each other's names. We just look at each other across caskets, remembering the virtues of the family we lost and forgetting we were always better than this.
Yes!
Oh, yeah.
Come on!
Okay, I got a couple pieces. So, in case you haven't noticed by the words that I use, or by the fact that I got all this goodies working on me, we eat in my family, right? We ain't shame. So I have a series of poems that I'm working on based on the fact that we get together and we eat food, and that is our community.
Yeah!
So this first piece is called Place Settings. So I've got 3 small pieces, and then after that I have a request from Mr. McFarland, and I will do that to round out the set. Woo! All right, China Part 1, Place Settings. Knowing how many places to set for the holiday meal made it real. Which silverware goes where to place glasses for water and wine. This is what we did every Thanksgiving. We came home. Do not make us come get you. We come home. We cooked or chopped or cleaned or watched babies. We come home. Every year. No matter where you lived or who we lost since the last time, there was a place set up, formal, just for you. Just so you know you are important here, and if you are gone, someone misses you. You are a part of the story and a pair of hands that extends the circle of the dinner prayer. There are too many things in this world that conspire to keep us apart, alone, tetherless. This right here is your connection. Your place in the world you can always claim. Your lineage, your history, your favorite dessert. Your name said in just the right way. Your people. We put you close to the yams and far away from your cousin because we know you. In diapers, in braces, in pain, in transition, we love you. We will get to know who you are at this very moment. Have a seat. Fill your plate. Add to the post-prayer clatter of serving bowls and utensils because the rhythm of your fork and knife is part of what makes us whole. All right. 2 more short poems and then 1 longer one.
5 long ones and 15 more poems.
The poems.
This is called Biscuits. Here's some catfish and spaghetti. Some greens, some black-eyed peas, and some cornbread. Finish it off with a glass of $5 sweet wine. Gather enough delicious luck and togetherness to sustain you for months to come. This is how our year starts. Around 5 p.m., we all wander into my mama's house without an invitation, side dishes in hand. Bless the meal and soak up our surroundings. We were like good biscuits. Not the Popeyes one, actual good ones. Round, lightly sweet, familiar and warm, sopping up the life we have lived since our last meeting, laughing and licking it off each individual fingertip. It has been a month of Sundays since our gatherings have started feeling like someone made the biscuits wrong. We were heavy, salty, rough-edged, lumps troubling our stomachs. Long after the meal is over, we got it wrong. No one will admit who is responsible for the transgression. The platter of mistakes sits in the middle of the table, waiting to be swept away and forgotten. The thing is, when you really fuck up a recipe, when it becomes unrecognizable from the experience you have always known, that mistake lingers in the air just like the sweeter memories, right? It becomes part of your expectations. You know it could be wrong. The only memory you trust is the one of disappointment. You wait for it. Look at what people offer you suspiciously. Slide your eyes to the side to see if anyone else has attempted that first bite or gotten any further. And I remember as better that a room full of bloodlines and mistakes, where sometimes the only thing we share is facial features and the love of a good meal, than a room full of grown-ass and fully flawed humans who don't trust each other or their own senses anymore. All right. One short one, and then my possible favorite poem of all time to read. It makes me so happy.
Me too.
Here's my friend. China Part 2. Things break. It's to be expected over time. We are not by nature careful, so we lose pieces or pieces of pieces. Salt and pepper shakers are gone, chips in the gravy boat, less teacups than we need for everyone. It's a small miracle that these dishes exist despite us. The disaster of automatic dishwasher, microwaving gold-trimmed plates until someone noticed the sparks, burying my grand and selling the house, burying two of her sons, names and pointing and silence and denials, and jail and mental illness and divorce and the continuous piece shattered. We will never have enough shards to make this not true. Some days, it feels like we are family in the ways that other people are couponers or recyclers. Casual, but it's convenient. The occasional shared meal with none of the shared living in between, so our tradition sits, packed in stubbornness and disappointment and old t-shirts, only talked about in terms of our past. We say we miss it. Smile at the memories. Continue as if they are all we will have. Lately, my mama's been using the dishes, having tea parties with my niece or sharing cookies with her friends. At first, I was so offended. This pillar of my family memories could be so used so casual, only when it's convenient. Okay, last poem. I don't need my phone for this one. It's eye contact time. Okay, so any of y'all have that food, right, where you walk in your people's house and you smell it and you're like, oh damn, it's about to go down, like that food? Most of mine are all desserts, right? That and my mama's dressing, which is a replication of my grandma's dressing, which I haven't gotten there yet. But there's also dessert, right? It's sweet and it's thick and it's there for us. So, some families, they have parables about their history. Those folks can spin loving tales about where they came from. Yeah, we don't do that. We make peach cobbler.
Yeah.
That story that my family knows how to tell you will fill your belly with memories. And I have these things to share, right? It's a rolling pin and a cast iron skillet from my gran. And it's a recipe that's a whole lot more memory than manual. First, you bring water to a boil and add the following. Butter. Because Maddie Pratt accepted no substitutes the few times she actually decided to bake. Some lemon and orange juice from a late night experiment of mine. Brown sugar and a touch of white to complement the ripeness of your peaches. It should taste earthy, not green, not too sweet. Then you stir so it doesn't stick to the bottom of your pot, and when that liquid clings to the back of your spoon, you add peaches. And fresh ones now. See, those fresh peaches have a tang and a texture you can't get out of cans. Those things cook down to mush, but the fresh ones, now that right there, that'll let you know you're really eating something, right? Remind us of the days beyond commodity cans when fresh fruit was more than just a luxury. You let it cook low and slow till that liquid starts to taste like the fruit you just added. Now y'all gonna have to taste it, right? And then modify it. And then taste it again. Because in my family, we we learn things by doing, and we sure enough don't serve food that has not crossed our own lips first. If for no other reason than your aunties are mean, crazy, and they will suck their teeth and push back their plates. You have the nerve to get this shit wrong. Take that filling and pour it into the cast iron skillet. Cover the top with crust and bake it. Now this part is incredibly important. You gotta push that crust down to the bottom, because y'all know, don't nobody want that cobbler without those extra little bits of crust.
That's right. Yeah.
Cover the top with crust again and bake it. Wait for the perfect doneness, which is somewhere between the shade of my palm and the back of my hand. When it cools, you will have the perfect way to close out a family dinner. And the hint of buttery citrus clinging to the walls of your kitchen. When you do it right, you know the smell better than the bath home. Because this right here, this is how my family remembers y'all. With our potato salad, our jerk chicken, our seasoned vegetables, and this peach cobbler. This is my family's history on a warm plate. And it's heavy with memory and spice. So what I need all y'all to do, take a spoonful. Savor every bit of it. Let it roll around on your tongue until you know exactly what it tastes like when someone loves you. I love you. So take this recipe and make it your own. Maybe accident your way into a couple of improvements. And if ever anybody, anywhere, has the audacity to ask you who you are, or who your people are, make them this.